Good morning, north of 44 degrees. Another beautiful day. Wind's up a little bit. We're gonna head inside and start insulating the west wall and see what else we can get done. Let's jump in. All right, you can see we got some materials in the back of the truck. Just got back from Big Orange. And here we go. So today we are going to insulate these two bays here, this one and this one. So in order to do that, we need to move a little bit of the scrap material out of the way. We need to put a piece of the EPS board in this section, tape it up, put a decking down on the bottom over the insulation, the thermal break that we poured, Rockwool 2x6s, and a 2x8 up top. And that 2x8 is going to be at the same exact level as this 2x8. So that's where the ceiling is going to be. So that's what we're up to today. Let's get after it. See, we got the first two courses in pretty good. The third one is almost there. I've got to do some special cutting on this piece of insulation here and then do the top boards, but I need to double stack the scaffolding to do that. So rather than double stack the scaffolding and then have to take it apart again, I'm going to go ahead and do this section here. I'm going to put the EPS board in, trim off all this extra foam, and then we'll start doing the insulation there as well. if I can explain what's going on or what my concerns are here. If you see this truss, this is a 2x8 is the bottom board, and I put in a 2x8 here as well. So anything that is below the truss is going to be in the shop. Anything above the truss is going to be in the attic. And you can see my boards line up pretty good here. But if we look here, this board is going to interfere with this 2x8 here, which means either this board is not straight or this board curves down, because that board, try not to get you in the laser, that board sits on top of the truss. Therefore, this board should sit on top of this board, but it doesn't. It's going to interfere probably by about an inch or so. That's why I put the laser up. I wanted to see if everything was straight here, and you can see that it is. You know, my line is pretty good here and it's pretty good here. It does travel a little bit. It's about 1/4 of an inch high, but lasers, as you get out away from the center line, have a tendency to walk. And this is an older laser too. So I would have to bet that my problem is that this board has an arc to it and it tapers down. I can't do anything to it or with it without messing with the hangers for the garage door rack. So I'm just going to notch this, knowing that it is in pretty good shape. And that's what we're going to do. So you can see that. I'll jump over on the ladder, and I'll spin this laser around so that you can see both sides of it. You can see here my line is still pretty good. It does travel a little bit off, but not much. If I spin it back over this way, I'm in real good shape here. That's probably not even that's probably less than 1/8 of an inch. So I feel pretty good about what I've done. I did want to check because I was not expecting any interference with that 2x8. Yeah, so my boards are flat, level, square. We're good. Here's how I did the laser. I don't know if you can see that area. That's probably a better shot of it. I just took a 2x6 and clamped it to the truss, and then my laser has a clamp system and a mount system that allows it. So this just allows me to get that laser line down to where it needs to be. All right, friends, I think that's going to do it for today. I'm going to clean this place up, and I think I'm going to go get a beer. Hope you have a great one. See you next week.